Hey everybody, we're back. This is definitely one of the weirdest games of SAP that I've ever played in my entire career, and definitely a weird video for me because I'm not used to doing post-game commentary. I'm more of a live back and forth style kind of guy, so it's definitely different for me, but we'll get into it, see how it goes. Like I said, this game is definitely one of the weirder ones. You'll see why towards the end. It's not going to be super apparent right now. And we have some key players that definitely don't show up in the early game, which we'll get into when we get there. But I feel like I've been struggling with the early game lately. Is focusing too much on stats like the Bluebird or the Otter. But we got out of the early with the 5 HP, which is always the most important. And we pick up our main key player here in the Badger. Now, y'all know me, I love the Badger, especially front Badger. Just something that throws off enemy teams. And like I said here, struggling with the early. It just seems like I struggle to gain momentum, to gain tempo. So early game is definitely something that I know I can improve on. I just choose not to. And Spider Pill, I feel like Spider Pill is fantastic, but only for round 3 and 4. Anything other than that, and it's a little redundant, I feel kind of icky paying 4 gold for a tier 3 pet, but I digress. We picked up the Muskox. Muskox, look, off the Spider Pill, it's not as fantastic because its stats are a bit lower, of course. So I'm not really inclined to hold on to it for too long. Here I'm thinking level the jellyfish and we pick up our second most important player of the entire run. And it's like a blink and you miss it type of thing. Here I'm mulling over, do I want to pill Blobfish onto Muskox or not? And I decide not to. Reason being is he came out as a 2-2. So I'd rather look into buffing more Badger. And even here I pass over a full stat. No, a 2-4 Muskox for a Flamingus of all things. But my thinking here is continue to put stats into the Badger instead of fluffing around with a Muskox this late in the game. And it does pay off for me here. And you can see I'm kind of fiddling with my volume because I'm actually playing at work on my break and my boss came in. I freeze this pill here and it becomes extremely important. And you can see here, this is the one most important decision of this entire run, is pilling the turtle onto the chipmunk. I'm not going to spoil it right now, but I don't have any other source of melon in this pack. To be completely honest, the pack itself is not fantastic. So putting the melon onto the chipmunk is going to be extremely important in 3 turns, 4 turns. Put the Badger up in the front. I like having the front Badger and then having a weaker pet in the back that's buffing it. That way when I kill my opponent's hopefully biggest stat unit, I'm going to take out another one and then I just kind of take out my penguin along with it, which is not a huge deal. I ultimately decided to sell the chipmunk, put the melon on the Badger, of course, it's my main guy, but then I also put it on the sea lion. Might have seemed like a sicko choice, but it pays off for sure in the end. I had a tough time deciding which pet was going to get the second melon. And luckily I put it on the sea lion. It may seem like a bit of a jabroni decision right now, but it comes into play in a big way that may not be super apparent. So here I'm wondering what scalar am I looking to combine? I go penguin because it's a bit easier to control. Unfortunately, we pick up the husky and I'm a little frustrated on that level because the sea lion and the Badger being my 2 best units, they're, you know, not going to get diddly squat off of the husky, of course. And now we're just picking up the nuts, man. Blobfish with a banana and then pill. It was 7 gold for half of a level and a monkey. I don't know how fantastic that is, but I've been really into it lately, and I see it and I'm just thinking dopamine. So it's just a great look for me. And like I said, here we go, blobfish, banana pill. Badger almost being level 3. We're like right there. And I even forget the leopard. Leopard is a fantastic pet, of course, don't get me wrong. But it's not a schlapping on the field and you're going to the moon type of pet, you know? It takes a lot of investment, which is fair. It's definitely a balanced pet, don't get me wrong. So for that reason, I tend to gravitate towards crocodile. Yeah, it doesn't scale as well, but I can get an instant benefit from it. And here we level to 3 and we pick up the hammer shark. And this was a huge mistake. The reason being is once we get into the late game, like if you notice here, I'm on round 10 with 1 win. And once we go later and later, look at the pack I have here. The only buffing foods that I really have other than apple is chicken leg. So I have all this gold in the late game for no damn reason. But we're starting to pick up some momentum. The stats from the sea lion, the monkey, even the penguin are really starting to add up. And the 5 you see on the field right now are the 5 that we rock with for the rest of the video. And I get a bit stuck, honestly. I get a bit stuck. Like I said, I don't have a lot of buffing foods. I have chicken leg, and then the only other really effective held foods that I have in this pack are tomato, of all things. And that's why the melon on the chipmunk was so important, because without it, the run wouldn't even be possible at all. Badger, yeah, like lemon is fantastic as well. You trade, you win trades with 50-50s, of course. But there's something about the melon that the survivability piece is so important as opposed to like a lemon, of course. And you can see we're just steamrolling teams. Just the front badger throws people the frick off, man. I level the hammer shark, but you can already see the redundancy here. Once I get everything to level 3, chocolate is useless. I don't need avocado because of the hammer shark. I don't need the 1-up because everything's gonna have some held foods. Like, I'm starting to run out of real estate here. But the front badger continues to just pick up dubskis, man. And I just continue to pick up monkeys, continue to pick up sea lions, because that's all I can really do with this gold. And I'm just in this cycle of getting 15 gold a turn and then buying 1 pet or 1 held food. It's extremely inefficient, but it works. Continuing to keep the badger up in the front. Yeah, the monkey buffs are a little wasted here, but I didn't feel comfortable moving the badger to any other spot because my other units hadn't really developed yet. Monkey's almost level 3, and now I'm starting to think, like, what am I gonna do with all this gold? It's starting to hit me that I'm gonna hit some diminishing returns here. If I was gonna pivot off the hammer shark, it should have been now, but honestly, I don't even know what I would have pivoted to. Probably a crocodile or a leopard. But then again, 1724 stats on the hammer just to dip into a 10-4 leopard or whatever it is. And you can see here, like, this is why I was concerned about moving my badger around. It's because my other units, you know, can't fight for shit. So I'm thinking, is it worth it to have the badger up front and have a better chance of winning, but have the monkey buffs wasted? And by this point, everything's level 3. What do I do with my gold now? Second slot badger, it's definitely tricky. He's definitely a sneaky piece for sure. As long as I keep my weakest unit behind him, it's fine. If he gets sniped, whatever. It's pretty unlikely that they're gonna snipe a 50-50 with Melon. To be honest, I don't even know if it's possible. And now we're starting to get into draw territory. We're so late in the rounds. And look at this, 19 gold. I have bought a tomato for 3 gold. And all I have now is what? I could buy a lemon, maybe. Wow, I bought a lemon and a tomato with 16 gold. Congrats, 19 gold. So definitely diminishing returns. On the hammer shark, 9 gold of my 19 that was used, 50%. Okay, maybe not the hottest split there, but I just don't have any options. And that's what makes this game so weird, is I kind of just spin my wheels for so long. And this piece thinks he can run front badger. Like, all right, buddy. It's second slot badger or nothing. Monkey picks up a tomato. I've been a bit hot on tomatoes lately. Obviously, I posted the game with the rhino, you know, sniping the backliner with the tomato and then getting kills. You can also do the same thing with hippo, which is my original intention with this pack. And by now I'm so down bad for any type of stat that I'm buying an apple of all things. But yeah, the hippo can snipe the backliner with a tomato, and then it will get stats if it kills it. It's a little inconsistent. Obviously, you're stuck on, is my opponent's backliner going to be weak? AKA, is it a turkey, a crocodile, tiger? It's not really a good look, because most of the teams in the meta these days are like 50-50 squads from wide scalers. As you can see from this video, people just be running monkey's crazy right now. Obviously, bird of paradise is insane. Like husky, I've been seeing tons of husky, and this squad as well is just like insane. Stats are huge, and we didn't trade favorably with the lemon, so now I'm thinking, like, is it worth it to keep Melon? Ultimately it will be, but I did have concerns seeing a lot of enemy squads with heavy lemon pets. But so much of this gold wasted from the hammer shark. Like, I bought what did I buy that turn? A peach? Like, it's just so many wasted gold. But I think by the next round I end up just like clicking end turn with 10 gold left, because there's no point. And this team is just insane. A team after my own heart for sure. And you're starting to see why it was so important to pick up that melon. Like, I had no business winning that game, and my 50-50 melon badger went 3 for 1. And by this point, I'm picking up the chicken legs. Everybody's 50-50. The squad's set. Like, what else is there to do? You know? Not gonna obviously replace any held foods. There's only so much buffs you can do. Like, this is it, man. This is the squad. And I'm starting to think, how late is this game gonna go, or how late can it go? Because we're playing it real close to the edge here, real close. And we're starting to hit 50-50 squads here. Lemon helps us trade 2 for 1 there, which is a super positive trade for us. And here I'm like, okay, everybody's 50-50, have an apple of all things. And then I think I pick up chicken leg, hoping to roll into an apple there, just, you know, for the memes. But this is it, 50-50. Everybody's 50-50. I just ran out of room, ran out of real estate. Didn't have anything to do with all this gold the hammer shark picked up. Look at this jabroni running back badger. Like, give me a break, buddy. Like, your back badger pales to my back badger. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. I'd say badger is definitely one of my favorite pets to mix it up with. Different spots, back, front. I even like running them in the middle sometimes, just for like that surprise factor. Once I started moving away from badger has to be in the back with the honey to honey badger, just move him around, put your weakest unit behind him. If he dies, he dies. It is what it is. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. Definitely a different video style than you are used to. If you want to see my pretty mug, it will be live on Twitch this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. We'll definitely be back to some face cam videos shortly, so don't stress about it. Yeah, other than that, hope you all enjoy, and see y'all soon. See ya.